Yeah, where are you going? Where are you running? Okay, I'm gonna call my mom or have my mom come grab her. Sorry guys, I'm really not on fire.
Don't worry about it. You look great. Did you give us a clap?
Thanks. The last 18 months has been both the best time of my life and the most challenging time of my life. Apparently running 15-minute miles today feels better than walking. So here we are. Whew. Kind of hoping that this will move things along. Expectations versus my reality of what training during pregnancy were wildly different. I thought that I would be able to just kind of keep on plugging away and maybe just sort of like tail things back at the end, but I actually had morning sickness for 35 weeks of my pregnancy. Tyson is getting very fit this pregnancy. That makes her one of us. I have been so excited about the Collins Cup since I found out about it at the beginning of 2020. It was going to be a pretty big focus of mine for the first half of the season. And I was just like really eager to get out there. It's going to be a challenge, but I can't think of a more motivating goal to have on the calendar. Yeah, I'd like get goosebumps thinking about it.
How excited are you about our new little nugget?
Scale of 1 to 10.
Who's set to arrive in a week?
About an 18.
An 18?
Excited, nervous.
Yeah, Steve is everything. He's the reason that I'm in this sport and the reason that I've continued in this sport. He has invested and sacrificed so much for my career, and I've tried to quit triathlon a lot of times the past 18 months, but he wouldn't let me, and he just kept on believing. And
hi world, I'm Sky. Hi.
Yeah, I couldn't do this without him. He's also a really present dad. We're truly co-parents, and that's the only way. 2.5 weeks in, we're still alive. Barely. This shit is hard.
I'm on lap 7 million.
That's a lie. Third bike ride today since I gave birth, and I already feel actually a lot better sitting on the bike, so I think things are healing. I've got 45 minutes to ride before Sky needs to eat again, and I just finished feeding her like 30 minutes ago, so fitting in what I can when I can. We met with a new lactation consultant last night, and the good news is that Team Chelsea and Sky is fully capable of breastfeeding normally. We just need to work on some things. The bad news is that we have to go back to a tighter feeding interval schedule, which means that I can't really get out of my house. The most challenging time of my life. I have been really open with my struggles with postpartum anxiety and depression. Well, we're back at the doctor's office again because she continues to have trouble eating, and I'm trying to like reconcile giving it breastfeeding, which is really hard and sad, but I think like the most important thing is that she's healthy, but I'm trying to like suss out how this like factors into me being able to like start doing my job again. You know, as a new parent, and I think any new mom or any new dad can relate to this, I have to fight so hard just to get to the starting line. It's really a massive team effort to even make it to a race in one piece, both healthy, you know, physically and mentally. Mama just did her first race, postpartum, 1500 swim. I raced a couple of 12-year-olds. It was pretty epic. I felt great. They were fast. It was hard sometimes.
Heading to do our last little spin before the race tomorrow. Steve is amped. And we're feeling pretty good. Definitely getting nervous, but I think that's a good thing. And feeling way more ready than I thought I would be, which is super exciting. I feel like in the best possible position that I could have hoped to be in with how much time I had to prepare. So life is good. Like, pretty mixed about it, I would say. I don't know, like, I think the reality is that I've had so many setbacks in this build up, like aside from, you know, giving birth 4.5 months ago. Just like managing my mental and physical health has been a real battle. And I guess my training started to kind of come around when I got here to Boulder on some level. And I just like let myself like believe again that I can be world class and that I can be competing for the win. And maybe that was a little bit unrealistic, but that's the attitude that I went in with for this race. And that's who I like to think of myself as an athlete.
What I am afraid comes through is that it's just been struggle. It's really been like the greatest honor of my life to be Sky's mom, and she's like the highlight of my world. But it's really hard to navigate a professional career and being a mom at the same time.
The course is set in over 100 countries, awaits the start of the Collins Cup, a unique competition in which teams from the US, Europe and the internationals will do battle to see who rules the sport of triathlon.
That's Emma Pallant-Brown just crossing the finish line there for match 5. We haven't seen anyone else behind her. We know Chelsea Sodaro is not that far behind, but Emma didn't give her an inch.
I was just surviving at that stage, and I had crippling anxiety and postpartum depression when I was at the Collins Cup. I think there's a perception that triathletes are kind of lone wolves or very selfish. We're really just normal people who happen to like to swim, bike, and run a lot.
Look at this now, though. Look,
Yeah.
It's almost like Laura and Jeannie have teamed up together, and Jeannie said, you need to stick with me, stay with me, come on, we can do this together.
Oh my goodness.
And then you've got Chelsea Sodaro right behind saying, not today, my friend, not today.
That is brilliant running by Sodaro, United States. So that's the battle now. There's a large paycheck difference. They're less than a minute from the finishing line, side by side. Someone's going to have to make the move at some point.
Honestly, this is incredible. And you can see
There goes Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea's starting early.
But look at, she's on top of her toes. What a brilliant job. The U.S. team that are going to have some brilliant athletes like Taylor Knibb and Sky Munch on the team, Jackie Herring. You got to think that this woman is going to make sure she has a spot. This is a massive paycheck, $50,000, a $20,000 difference between third and fourth as Chelsea Sodaro takes the podium.
She can't quite believe it. Look at her, she's on that finish line. She's like, what just happened? Did I just get third?
You know, I found out about the maternity policy when I was 5 or 6 months pregnant, so it wasn't like a factor that went into my decision making when I decided to get pregnant. But when I found out about the policy, it actually made me quite emotional. because it's 2022, but we still have so far to go in the way that we support women. But this initiative, you know, it says like the PTO cares about women, it cares about female athletes, it cares about keeping us in this sport and seeing us through like all the phases of our athletic career. And women peak in our mid to late 30s in this long stuff. And so we need the opportunities to be able to stay in the sport, and we shouldn't have to choose between being world-class athletes and being moms. We can do it both. We just need some support. I thought that top 5 would have been a really successful day. Like, I would have been stoked with top 5. I would have been over the moon with the podium. I did not allow myself to consider winning this race this year. I actually got the flu 5 weeks before the race when I came back from the Collins Cup. I had a horrible day at the Collins Cup, actually. Like, I did not feel good. My back seized up on me. And I traveled there with my daughter by myself. It was honestly like a disaster. Many lessons learned.
Vicky, who would you say has the benefit here on the swim? Any of these athletes significantly faster than each other?
Well, I think Ashley has a benefit in that she comes from a short course background, but Chelsea Sodaro also does know that that will be a massive factor if she can stay on her.
Well, that is match 2, another yellow cap for Team International, as Ashley Gentle will be very pleased looking over her shoulder with a large gap back to the chase group, which was Chelsea Sodaro and Laura Phillip.
No, it's not fucking embarrassing. You should just throw her along out there, girl. You know, you're a star. We need to see you. No pressure, girl. Just, you know. Don't even think about it. You're so proud of you.
Well, when we're looking at the splits, you're going to see one of the faster runs of the day for Chelsea. It was the bike today that let her down just a little bit. But, you know, what a fantastic season it has been. Remember, she's just coming back from a year maternity leave. She's dealing with, you know, all of the issues of having a young baby, of traveling with a young baby. And to make the team, she had that third at the Canadian PTO just 4 weeks ago. One of the great things about all of these women is that they've had their absolutely spectacular days, and they've had the days when they've just had to be like work and get it done. And today was one of those days for Chelsea, as she didn't have the day she was looking for, but she still had a fantastic run out there, no question about it.
We got the flu, and I was supposed to come to Kona for a training camp the first 2 weeks of September, and I was this close to pulling out of the race. Training felt like crap the first week or so, but it started to come around, and when I got home from that training camp, everything just started clicking, and so I knew that I was in really good shape coming here, and I was actually so nervous during race week. I was nauseous, I wasn't digesting my food well, I wasn't sleeping well. I think I thought, this is gonna be I'm gonna have a really amazing day, or I'm gonna have a really horrible day. It's gonna be one of those two extremes. But when I got off the bike, heard the split to Fenella and Lucy and Daniela, and I just really committed to my plan. I really didn't allow myself to think about what it would feel like to win this race until I crossed the finish line, or I came up to that little ramp there at the end.
When did you know you were going to win?
When I was running that it's 10K back from the top of the Energy Lab to the top of Polani, I started crossing paths with the amateur women who were running towards the Energy Lab. And I can't tell you how many women said to me, do it for Sky, do it for the moms. And I had to remind myself, you cannot get emotional right now. You cannot think about the finish line right now. Like, you need to stay right here in this K that you are in. My daughter is 1.5 years, and she is at the stage where she says no to everything. She says no, 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 no. She thinks it's really funny. And this week, my dad has been trying to teach her how to say yes. So they'll be like dancing in the living room together, and he'll be saying yes, 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 yes. And when I was running during that last hour of the race, I kept on saying yes, 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 yes. Just like giving myself that positive reinforcement, like, yes, you are where you're supposed to be. Yes, you can do this. Yes, you need to stay right here. And I think it was really that like presence of mind that allowed me to have my best personal day. I've watched the race, a few times, and there's nothing like experiencing it for yourself. It's one of the most magical finish lines in the world. I got to see so many people like along that last 500 or 600 meters that like have been a part of this with me. Like, I saw, sponsors that supported me like in my running career, actually. It felt like, it felt like the biggest thank you I could possibly say to everyone who's invested in me. And I continue to be blown away by the people who like want to help me and want to help my family. The best part of this is like the joy that it's bringing to those people. I've worked really hard for this. And like, my family has invested so much in this. And you just never know if it's gonna be worth it. Like, you never know if you're gonna get your moment. I'm just like so proud that they got their moment. And I think that's what like I was feeling when I crossed the finish line.
How do you think my comeback is gonna go? Are you at all concerned about my ambitions to return to competition this season?
You trained really hard as much as you can during your pregnancy. I'm pretty convinced that you're going to be actually a better athlete on the return. You're going to be stronger, to be honest.
We have had so many chats together, you and me. This one feels a little different. I'm so excited to meet you. Really adorable little outfits. And I feel so lucky to be your mom.
Hi, Mommy.
I've thought a lot about what I want for you in this world. My deepest hope is that you feel totally comfortable being yourself.
And are you gonna do some dancing?
Yes.
Whoever that is. And it is my privilege to help you find out. I hope that you are strong.
Big arms, Chelsea. Big arms.
And you are brave.
But they were easy. I couldn't even touch the ground with them.
And kind. And that you show empathy for other people.
Where's Chelsea?
I hope that you find a passion in this world. I hope you're a lot like your dad. Are you excited?
Super excited.
We are so lucky to be your parents, and I cannot wait until you're here.